nephew Jason is starving and he's watching me eat, and he doesn't get to eat anything because I'm going to eat it all. Okay.
All right.
Damn it, I'm serious. I wasn't exaggerating. It is fucking delicious. Okay, we are coming at you from, where are we at, Jason?
We are Lake Ray Roberts.
Lake Ray Roberts, Johnson Branch. We're out camping, and I'm about to make a Dutch oven recipe called Lasagna Ravioli. It's basically kind of a lasagna, but instead of lasagna noodles, you use raviolis, the frozen raviolis that you know that you get at the freezer section. Keep in mind, I'm doing an 8-inch Dutch oven, so everything is cut in half. A normal recipe will be like a 10-inch or 12-inch Dutch oven. You need to double everything. So instead of half a pound of ground beef, you want to do a full pound of ground beef. And I cooked this and I seasoned it with Italian seasonings and onions and garlic and all that good stuff to give it a really good flavor. These are actually the raviolis. Instead of cheese stuff, they're like cheese and mushroom stuffed. Those are really good. I love those. And then we got mozzarella cheese, of course, some cheddar cheese. And for tomato sauce, I always get tomato and basil. I usually get a different brand. This is a different brand from what I usually get, but it's still, I tried some of it and it is really good. The tomato basil is just awesome. And then I got a little bit of oil to oil the pan with, of course. And that's basically it for the ingredients. It's very simple. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do, put a little bit of oil in. And I'm gonna need a paper towel to smear that around. All right, smear the oil around real good so it doesn't stick. Make an easy cleanup that way. All right, you also need a switchblade. Very important when you're cooking. Let's cut these open. First thing you want to do is lay down a base layer of tomato sauce. Shake it up real good. You don't want the raviolis on the bottom burning, so this will kind of give it a cushion there. And kind of move that around a little bit, smooth it out, make it even. All right, now we want to lay down a base layer of raviolis. It's just sticking right on top of that tomato sauce. This might have come apart. These got little mushroom stuff in there. They're so good. Okay. Now you want to get your switchblade out again. I know this looks weird, but I've got a new heat and seal thing. So I've gone crazy with it going camping. I'm like vacuum packing everything, even the toilet paper I vacuum packed. So there's less room because everything has to fit in that trailer over there. So okay, so then you want to put some meat down. I don't know how many layers we're gonna get without getting too tall, so, but you definitely want to use all the meat. And I can smell that Italian seasoning. It's really good. Let's just do half of it. Yeah, that's about half. And then you want to do good old mozzarella cheese. I'm making a mess here. And I vacuum packed it, so it is kind of stuck together there. Maybe it's not a good idea vacuum packing your cheese, but yeah, it'll come apart. Ah, spilling it everywhere. All right, now I'm gonna hold off on the cheddar because I want it up closer to the top. I don't know why, it just seems like I should do that. Now let's do some more tomato sauce. This time we're gonna put a lot more than we did on the bottom. Save a little bit for the top. Spread that around. Yeah, this top layer is going to be thin. We're already getting close to the top. All right, more ravioli. Squeeze up there, guys. All right, how's that? Got a few left over. I just don't want to get it too close to the top because I don't want the top burning. Rest of the meat. Spread that out. We got the meat and then cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and do the cheddar now. Just about that much cheddar. Not a lot. And then put some mozzarella on top of it. We're getting dangerously close to the top now. 8-inch Dutch oven is not a very big Dutch oven at all.
That was a good shot.
All right, let's get some more sauce on top. Oh God, we're way up there now. I'm gonna put cheese on it and I'm gonna push it down with my hand so it's not so close to the top. Maybe that'll help. Should have spread that out with a spoon a little bit, I guess. Rest of the cheese. All right. All right, we're about a 1/2 inch from the top. That's probably not too bad. And there you go. I gotta go wash my hands. All right, we got all the ingredients in here. So let's put our lid on. Got my fancy little lid holder here. And now the hard part. I want to cook up here because I want to be able to not have to bend over way down there by the fire. But I've got to carry the hot coals over here, so this may go viral if this goes wrong. Oh, it is warm too. I got to get gloves. All right, here we go. I got to carry the coals over here. I can feel the heat. It is definitely hot. Okay. I'm gonna move it over here. All right, this is gonna be our cooking area right here. Now, any Dutch oven you have, there's the rule of thirds. With an 8-inch Dutch oven, to get to 350 degrees, you wanna do 3 less underneath it, briquettes, I'm talking about 3 less underneath it, 3 more on top of it, because heat rises. If you have a 10-inch Dutch oven, you wanna do 3 less. I mean, no matter what size it is, do 3 less underneath, 3 over on the top. So underneath, we want to do 5 briquettes. And you want to do it around in a circle so that it's around the perimeter of the Dutch oven. So right about there. Then we put the Dutch oven on it. Make sure you're not on the, there we go. And then just kind of adjust them to where they're around the perimeter. Okay. Now another thing I like to do is turn the lid to where the lodge is readable from where I'm facing. Because every 15 minutes you have to pick it up, turn the whole thing counterclockwise, a quarter turn, and turn the lid back to where the lodge is readable. That way you're dissipating the heat, you don't have hot spots in it. Okay, so we're gonna do 1. And basically it ends up just kind of putting them around the edge in a circle, and it ends up the right amount almost every time. And make sure you use tongs instead of your hands because they get kind of hot. These aren't very big briquettes either, so I may end up not using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. The 3 rule of 3s, 3 over. Perfect, perfect circle. It happens almost every time. And there we go. Now, every 15 minutes, I'm going to pick it up and turn it counterclockwise, and then turn the lid clockwise. So if there's a hot spot right here, it's going to move, and it's constantly going to be moving, so you don't have one side burnt and the other side not cooked. And there we go. So set the timer and come back 15 minutes.
Set the timer.
Start. And I'm thinking the total cooking time is going to be 30 to 45 minutes, but you want to check it. I want the main thing, since it's so full, I want to make sure the top doesn't burn. So if it looks like the top is getting really crusty and burnt, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the briquettes off so there's less heat on there. But for now, we just want to crank that sucker up and get it cooking. It's time. Okay, now it's time to rotate. What you want to do, pick up the whole thing and rotate it about a quarter to a half turn. Set it down. Now the lid, remember how lodge was where I could read it? To rotate the lid, you just turn it back to where lodge is there. And then we're off to another 15 minutes. All right, here we go. What we're going to do now, I'm going to turn it again clockwise, turn the lid clockwise, but I'm going to check it this time, and I'm going to decide whether I need to, I'm probably going to cook it another 15 minutes, but if the top looks like it's getting too done, I'm going to take some of the charcoal off so it's not so it doesn't burn in on the top or anything. But let's do this. Let's turn it counterclockwise. Oops, hit the camera there. Damn camera guy. All right, flip this back to where I see the lodge again. Now, let's see what it looks like. Here we go. It's not burning at all. I'm gonna leave the coals on the top and let it do another 15 minutes. That's doing perfect. It was so close to the top, I was worried a little bit that maybe the top would get burnt before the rest of it's cooked, but that's doing exactly what I want it to do. That's perfect. It's gonna work. Okay, it's been another 15 minutes. So we are going to spin it again. Another quarter to a half turn. Get that down, get the lid back to where we can read the lodge across there. Now we're going to check it again to see how we're cooking. All right, let's see here. Oh, we're doing good. We're starting to brown up around the edges. That's looking really, really good. It's still not, we need more brown in here though. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna do 15 more minutes. We've done 45 minutes so far. Usually it takes an hour to do a good Dutch oven meal. So we're gonna do a little bit more, and these briquettes are burning down a whole lot. So I'm gonna put a couple more on here towards the center where we wanted it to brown up. And look how big that one is. They're all burning down a lot. They're getting small, but it was brown around the edges was good. So maybe I'll move these in a little because the edge looks good. But we want that middle to brown up some now. Here's some good briquettes in here. And the rest of them, we are just gonna put around the bottom because those are pretty much toasted out. Some over there, and that is the rest of the briquettes. See, that was a full briquette when we started, and look how small it is now. One thing to make a note of, these are not match light. These don't have the lighter fluid added into it because they burn up. Those burn up a lot quicker. And when I'm doing it, when I'm lighting the briquettes, I don't ever use lighter fluid. I do it in this chimney with newspapers underneath, so it's a natural fire. It's not accelerated with fumes and all that stuff. So that's something to note right there. Okay, 15 more minutes. Okay, it's been a total hour now, and we are going to check, see what it looks like. Hopefully the cheese is good and browned up. Do this without getting ashes in it. Okay, that is perfect. That is totally perfect right there. All right. Now what we want to do now is we're going to move this off of the coals on the bottom. Move it over here to the right. And get these coals out of the way. Remove it from the heat. Get all the coals off the top. Now this cast iron is going to hold heat for a long time. But what we want to do is start slowing down the cooking process so it doesn't burn. Okay, now what we're going to do now is I'm going to let it set for 30 minutes. A lot of people, they'll open it up and start dishing it out. And if you do that, it's so hot that everything in there is kind of soupy. What you want to do is let it set for like 30 minutes with no heat. The only heat is the built-in heat that's in the cast iron itself. And it will keep it warm. It won't get cold, but it will help solidify what's in there. So when you're serving it out, it's not soupy and it's just perfect, awesome goodness. And you'll see this when we start dishing it out. Now, let's see what it looks like. This is the pièce de résistance. Oh, that is perfect. That's perfect. Let me Do my little lid holder here. Put the lid over here. If you could smell this, this smells so awesome. Now, oh yeah, that's perfect, that's perfect. So I'm going to, oh, it feels good and cooked. Kind of blends in with the speckled plate there, doesn't it? But look, you can see the raviolis full of mushrooms there. That looks good. I don't know if I can eat all that. That's quite a bit there. Yep. All right, here we go. If anything, it looks like it might need a little more cheese because I love cheese. That is absolutely delicious. Seriously, I love this. Yeah, you need to make this. This is good. Okay, go camping, make this, get your Dutch oven out, make this. I guarantee you this will be awesome and you will love it. And waiting 30 minutes, it's not so hot that I can't eat it, and it's not soupy. It's perfect. So cook it for an hour, but check it. Don't take my word and cook it for an hour. Keep checking it. After 30 minutes, keep checking it. And make sure it's not burning or anything. But yeah, an hour worked perfect this time. 30 minutes sitting with no coals or anything on it, it made it perfect. All right, Jason, what do you think?
It's like heaven. Probably the best thing I've had all month.
Seriously, guys, you gotta make this.